Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Game God Fluent, bringing you episode 34 of Let's Play Loren, the Amazon Princess. Last episode, we defeated the Drake, and we're right on the tail end of that. It had been a battle to get, let's get right into it. It had been a battle to get the foothold of a city, but it was crucial to their success. Furthermore, the dwarves of Hammerhands had their city made safe once again. They joined the Grand Army to fight for Loren, strengthening them considerably. On the backs of griffins, Queen Karen and Breeza returned. Karen spoke of a fierce battle in the Amazon capital that took the lives of many kin. It was a very somber moment while Loren listened to the names of her subjects listed. But the citadel was saved, and that was the most important thing. Later, Polymashu called for a private meeting with Loren, Karen, and Saren. Saren stood next to Loren, waiting for Polymashu to speak, but the old wizard was quiet and reluctant to say what he had called them to hear. Princess Loren, Queen Karen, Saren, you know what that I and others had already fought Fost in the past. I wish to share with you now all that I have learned from that time. You haven't told us everything yet. No, some of it was too painful to remember. Saren wondered if he was speaking of his lost child. But now is the time to know because we are so near. Tell us, wizard. We are listening. As you know, Fost is the spirit of a long-dead warrior inhabiting his old suit of armor. However, he is not a typical demon, nor simply undead, or even a whisper of a ghost. Then what is he? He is a true Death Knight. He has been reborn and corrupted by dark magic in its rawest form in Inferno. Our world was once ravaged by his kind. We are all capable of believing that, knowing the damage he has caused. What does this mean? How do we kill him? You cannot kill the embodiment of evil like any common beast. It's more complicated than that. Everyone's throats went dry, hearing the dread in Polymashu's voice. I did not know this during the old war. None of us were aware of the depth of evil we were fighting. But I have spent every year of my life since the day Fost's armor fell apart in researching his nature. Everything I have learned has led me to believe that, when anything dies, a rift to the Underrealm is opened, and that is where our souls go. The stories about life and death, are they true? I do not believe what lies in the Underrealm can be called life. It is the realm of non-existence, and we need Fost to reside there permanently. Underrealm? No, there is Inferno and there is Elysium. Those are the only two places one can go upon death. Nothing in my research can account for their existence. It may in fact be a frame of mind that you can achieve. I am not sure. Hold on, are you saying that Fost didn't truly die when you killed him, back in the old war? No, rejoining the pieces of his armor would reanimate him, so his spirit was still very much alive, willing to wait however long it took until the pieces met again. It's true he was removed from our realm, but his soul was still unbound from death. We must find where his true spirit is hiding and eject him to the Underrealm where he belongs. I will do whatever it takes. He cannot terrorize the world ever again. Mirth will find his location with her divination, and we will crush him. It is not so simple. Mirth's divination can only search this realm, and it is likely that Fost is hiding away from our realm. All this talk of realms. I have studied the theory of realms for many years, but they are still only theories, true. I chose to believe them because they are the only explanation for Fost remaining alive after all this time. The most important discovery of the theory of realms has already been proven in the last war. My daughter discovered it fighting a companion Death Knight to Fost. What discovery was it? Death itself is the gateway to the Underrealm. Fost has escaped death, so he is incapable of dying. The door to his death has been permanently closed. To send him to the Underrealm, we would first need a gateway. The group was quiet when he finished speaking. The silence allowed them to make the unfortunate connection. You are saying, someone must die. Wow. Saren went rigid. Everyone did. A sacrifice. Yes. Who? It cannot be merely anyone. I wish it were that easy, but the task required of the martyr is too great. It requires someone with great skill and timing, and someone who possesses enough greatness to create a rift in their death large enough for a Death Knight, and, of course, for themselves. They could each hear their army celebrating in the city through the windows, but not a sound was made within that room. Saren looked to Loren and his queen. Both of their expressions were as grave as the news they had just heard. They were the two greatest people he knew. One of them was going to die, and willingly. Saren's heart wrenched. "I will do it." They whipped around to face him. "Saren!" "I know I'm not as great as you or the queen, but it is because you are great that you must live. Everburn needs great rulers, but it doesn't need me anymore. I want to make this my duty." "Absolutely not." "I will not let you do it instead." Loren looked horrified. "You do not need to decide now. All you need to do is be prepared just in case. We cannot rest all of our hopes on just one person, so all three of you should prepare yourselves." They gave up arguing who would sacrifice themselves, as they all agreed to be nominated together. Which one of them who would pay the highest price was yet to be determined. "It may be best for all of us if this is kept private." It would cause chaos among their comrades if they knew what had to be done. Loren knew that everyone would attempt to sacrifice themselves just as Saren had done. She had already made up her mind to become a martyr, but unfortunately so had Saren and her mother. The door opened and Mirth entered the room. She immediately picked up on the tension and looked around warily. "I'm sorry, but I think it is time to start our divination, Archwizard." "Yes, I will accompany you." Mirth and Apollomesho left the room quietly. The three of them stood in silence with each other for a moment longer. Loren broke away first, briskly leaving. Karen gave Saren a compassionate yet pleading look and followed suit. Saren looked through the windows to the volcano just outside of the city. In those mountains lay his fate. As a slave, he had never thought he could give the world anything, and he never once desired to. But now there was only one thing he was sure of. Saren was going to lay his life down for Everburn. For Loren. Wow. Pretty wild turn. Mirth was required to be isolated while she performed divination to secure Fost's whereabouts. Apollomesho used his powers to strengthen hers, giving her all that she needed. The process was expected to take days, and the army needed that time to recuperate, and for Loren, Karen, and Saren to mentally prepare themselves for what might await them in Everburn. After much soul-searching, the entire party was prepared to face the trials ahead of them. Mirth returned from her divination with Apollomesho. She revealed that Fost had a secret lair underneath his castle, which was crucial information. Loren arranged for the army to mobilize in the morning. They had but one more day to train and one night to rest. Then it would be all over. "Make way for the caravan!" A long string of wagons rolled into Hammerhands, laden with crates, barrels, and heavily armed men. "What are these wagons doing here? The city has been evacuated." "We know that, and we know all about the war going on, too. We're not stupid. So we wanted to help out. The other merchants and I got together our best supplies, and we want to offer them to you." "That's great. Thank you." "For a price, of course." "Of course." Mercenaries. "Have you men come to fight?" "We might have." "Might? We're not going to risk our lives for nothing, you know." They grinned, showing that they were true blades for hire. We don't have 1,000 gold. We have 500 gold, my man. Who gets the plate leggings? That's probably Loren. Even though she's got crazy plate leggings. Damage -3. But who else can use plate armor, I wonder? Absolutely nobody. Alright, put those on. We'll get 4 defense, 1 speed, 2 magic. No. We're not going to put those on. You could put them on. Ramus. Look at the upgrade for Ramus. Booyah. Beautiful. And you can probably put on... Oh, you have the same. Okay. I will not pay you a single coin. This is a war and your very homes are at stake. You should fight for free. In the off chance that you can win this war all by yourself, nah, we'd rather be paid. Filthy rats, get out of my sight. Suit yourself. Bro, we have 500. Okay, we have 661. We have absolutely nothing that we can buy. Berserker's Necklace. Berserker's Necklace. Burning and frozen resist. SP regen +2. Leggings of the Warlord. Necklace of the Master. Oh, that's a good necklace. Who could we give that to? Apollo. Yeah, let's give it to Apollo. We have 311 left. Necklace of the Guardian. Leggings of Endurance. Chainmail of Nature. Can you wear the Chainmail of Nature? Shattered Resist. -3 speed. Yeah, go ahead and equip that. That was a good buy because it gave him Shattered Resist. Ooh, and a Raven's Bandana. Let's get it for Ray. Ooh, reinforced cap only. Alright, well, I guess that's our last buyings. So, might as well buy as many mini vitality as we can. Leave shop. Proceed. Loren was training against makeshift dummies in the newly formed outpost in Hammerhands. Most of the soldiers were attempting to get some rest, but she was still preparing. Sarah knew it was because of what they were just told by Apollomesho. You should get some sleep. Loren stopped for a moment and looked at Saren over her shoulder. She ignored him and continued. He was a little taken aback by being dismissed like he was only a slave to her again. He had thought they'd become closer than that. Saren walked up to her, but her training did not stop. Loren struck down every sparring dummy within her reach. It did not take her long to destroy every single one. With nothing left to attack, Loren could only stand there panting. Saren examined her, the grimace on her face, the sweat on her brow, the white in her knuckles. He swallowed, seeing that she was so very determined to sacrifice herself. Loren, do not speak my name, not now. Her voice shook. Loren. Her eyes shot into him, but he held his ground. He promised Loren that he would protect her. He promised himself. You can't. I will. I won't let you. You can't stop me. Saren's sword suddenly clashed against Loren's. She jumped back with her eyes wide. She could have tapped his sword away easily, but instead she used all of her strength to knock him away. They paused for a moment to look at each other. And then they simultaneously attacked each other, but not in earnest. They were sparring so they could tell each other everything that was on their minds, that they could not articulate with only words, sadness, exhaustion, despair. Neither was stronger than the other, not on this battlefield. Their swords crossed and lunged, swinging through the air almost as if in a dance. This time she wasn't dancing alone. Loren pierced the space beside Saren's head with her sword. Her arm slid over his shoulder and her body feathered his chest. Saren inhaled as she pulled away. She spun to strike him low, but he blocked her, sending Loren somersaulting backwards. And yet he was somehow waiting for her on the other side. He was always there, prepared for her next move. She spun to strike him low. She grunted and used her raw power to cut through his offense. Now they were expressing frustration, then anger, regret. Saren had to use all of his strength to keep her from slicing him in two. Her hard eyes wavered between the reflections of their swords. He knew she didn't want him to give up. She needed his sword as sharp as hers. Saren pushed their arms away and their swords tangled. Loren fell forwards against them, her head meeting his, but only so close. Their eyes never parted, and they could feel their hearts beating in their very lips. Desire, shame. Loren pushed away from him, untangling her sword and whipping it defensively in front of her. Love. She thrust her sword dangerously close to Saren's throat. It was the end. He stared wistfully at Loren down the silver of her sword. He hadn't expected the loss to hurt him so deeply. He truly could not stop Loren. She had won her martyrdom. Loren only removed her blade from his throat after he dropped his weapon. She felt a burning pit in her belly from just looking upon Saren then. She had never felt anything this strongly when looking upon a man before. She turned away quickly. Saren watched her leave in agony. He remained in that agony even as he tried to go to sleep that night, but he couldn't. Saren found Loren waiting in the middle of the lake. She was staring up at the moon and nothing more. She heard Saren and turned to face him. Tears stained her cheeks. Saren instantly walked into the water. His heart pounded against his chest as he slowly submerged himself, his eyes never leaving hers. She stood still, waiting for him. Her body ached from more than their battle. Saren pushed through the water until he stood directly in front of her. He stared down at her as he took in her beauty and her pain. He wanted her to want to live. He wanted to be her reason to live. Aww. Saren pulled Loren to him, and in a passionate kiss that he had wanted to give her for a long time, he hoped his every meaning was clear as he worked against her mouth, his hand guiding the back of her head into him. Loren responded with her whole body. New tears streamed down her face as she broke completely open for him. For once, she was not battling her own feelings for him. She let his kiss knock her from any sense of right or wrong, from every title and position. She was just a person who needed someone to say her name so tenderly. She craved the feel of Saren's skin and the warmth of his body. She wanted to know how he tasted. Saren moved Loren to the edge of the lake, not once breaking their kiss. He laid her down against the shore, still half in the water. He finally pulled back to admire her. The night painted her a dark shade of blue, and the moonlight reflected off of the water and danced against her bare body. Her chest heaved up and down as she admired Saren in return. Saren leaned over Loren, bringing his face down against hers again. Her fingers reached up and touched his cheek delicately. They traded looks of endearment as the water lapped between them. Their next kiss was their most important. Loren inhaled sharply and grabbed at his back. Saren became a reason to live that night. Loren's determination to sacrifice herself was completely shattered. More than that, Loren found happiness where she had once thought she could never find it. And even more surprisingly, she found music in the quiet sounds of her partner and a desire to hear more of them. Saren's happiness had become her own happiness, and through that she understood why she had come to feel his pain. She understood why it now hurt to see a man in bondage or any slave. She could not stand to see him so stifled. She enjoyed the power that Saren had over her and over every obstacle that dared stand in his way. He was worthy of her. He was more than worthy of her. He was worthy of any woman in Everburn, but he chose her. They both decided to curse anyone who challenged their love to inferno. Loren was prepared to be cast out from the citadel, and Saren was prepared for any harsh word or punishment. It would be completely worth it for that moment. Oh, that's some really sweet stuff. The time had come. War drums sounded in the morning. Loved ones kissed the soldiers goodbye or traded longing looks across formation, ready to end the war so that they could give each other a better tomorrow. In the morning, the armies assembled and were given march orders. The Grand Army was to march right into Everburn and conquer the day. It was up to Princess Loren to lead her army against the evil forces. She had to give instructions to each army, knowing that each one had their limits, and if they could not succeed, she would have to intervene. The first wave of demons residing in the Smoky Mountains revealed themselves. It was time for her first call. Okay, so let's go ahead and save, and this is good. Whoa. Next opponent, demons. Enemy level weak. Choose an army to attempt this battle. The enemy's level weak and we don't have good chances with anybody. We'll fight this battle ourselves. Wait, we're gonna put it back on normal and see what happens. Yeah, let's go ahead and fight this battle ourselves. Alright. We'll try to do our best here to oh boy. To not use every bit of SP we have, that would be nice. Whoa. Go ahead and let it smoke. Even on normal, I mean, it gives us a bit of a challenge. I think it's time for a claw strike. Whoops. Wow, look at that damage. Trouble. Air demon. Fire demon. Let's go ahead and kill the air demon. Loren. Crazy. Saren. Cause shattered. Did not work. Draco. Go ahead and fire everybody. Let's try to save some SP, actually.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't know that used so much SP. Draco, you have plenty of SP. Alright. If Mirth can get a heal in, we are alright. Level up for Trouble. %50 chance to cause scared. Let's go Poison Fangs 3 and skills. Skill, will, strength. Packs of Inferno Hounds work their way from the crags and boulders. They snap their huge teeth and blaze with deadly fire. Oh, we have to fight this one? Inferno Hounds, probably... something like that, maybe? Very strong. Let's go ahead and save. I chose this. That was important. Yeah, they're not going to be that strong, I don't think, unless we get shattered like that. Saren's already shattered. Mesfit is going to have to just attack. Try to slow them.
Sorry.
Polymesho can flood them. Wow, major damage. Bong bong. Draco can blizzard them. This battle was a good fit for us. Although, we should be careful here. Like, very careful. As Saren goes down. Loren. Don't want to use all your SP, girl. Draco, you have SP to spare. Oh, the Polymesha went down, dang. Not bad, not bad. Ghastly creatures crawled out of dens as the army marched past, incurring their wrath. Gonna keep a Polymesha in there. Strong. Let's go ahead and have the human army fight. Loren ordered the human army to attack. They were victorious. The army advanced towards Fost Castle. The army was pelted with swarms of drakes, screeching, biting at their skin. Drakes. Okay. Strong. Elven army. They were victorious. Nice. Lumbering golems blocked the path further up the mountain. They looked extremely formidable and unwilling to move unless by force. Golems, I guess. Very strong. Dwarven troops. They were victorious. Nice. At the top of the mountain, walking skeletons in arcane robes waited for them. They were likely expert magic users and bent on murdering every last one of them. Very strong. The Disciples of Truth. The enemies were too much. The army was being slaughtered and needed reinforcements. Okay. 2 skeleton mages. Okay. Causing confused. Misfit. Bang, down goes Saren. Oh, they're attacking the back row wisely. Stingy does tired. 60% chance of slowing them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. Slowed every single one. Loren can expend some SP now. Wow. They're really strong. They're really strong. Skeleton Warrior B. Let's do that. Shattered. And dead, though. Shattered, shattered, shattered. Wow. But Ray... Skeleton Archer, Skeleton Mage. Wow. Ray. Ray brings Saren back to life. Loren. Kill the shattered one. Earth. Whew. 6 potions of medium healing. Finally, Loren's army reached the top of the mountain. The soldiers wiped out every evil hive, den, and hollow. The brooding congregates were purged, every demon was dealt with, and the road to Fost's castle was finally clear. They would have to find his secret lair within. At the gates of the twisted castle, they feared what they would find within, and who would not walk back out. Loren split the heroes from the army and opened the doors to the castles herself. Inside was the crumbling interior of a mistreated building. The heat was almost insufferable. See how long we've been playing? 32 minutes, we can continue. This castle was built upon the tallest volcano. It will only get hotter from here on. I know I'm a fire mage and all, but even I think this is too much. Where do we go from here? Everyone looked back to Mirth. He is behind a door that mortals cannot see. He is underneath us now in the heart of the volcano, but the entrance is sealed with death magic. I can sniff that out for you. The useless dark witch just has so many uses, it seems. Really, is it that simple for you? Death is my middle name. Now, let's see. It is right over there. She pointed at a solid wall, but she smiled confidently. Don't all rush over at once. Are you positive, witch? Don't trust me? Fine, I'll kill Fost myself. Chambera brisked past them and up to the wall. She looked back only once to roll her eyes, and then easily slipped through the wall and disappeared. She's gone! No, I'm not. Just step through, you babies. Looks like Chambera was quite helpful. Saren cast a judgmental look on all those who doubted her. One by one, they broke through the illusory wall and walked into pitch black. Draco lit the tunnel with fire magic, allowing them to wind down through the tunnel deeper into the volcano. The heat of the magma was growing more unbearable with each step, but they pressed on, knowing the importance of their mission. Eventually, the tunnel emptied into a room of boiling lava. Let me go ahead and turn it back on hard. What? Welcome to the mouth of Inferno. Dora screeched and jumped into Ramus. Oh, who was that? They did not see anyone or anything in the cavern, but a haunting voice filled their ears. I am Fost. Saren shivered, coming into direct contact with the greatest demon of all. It was Fost's fault that the world was falling apart. Step out and meet your end. Bone-chilling laughter followed and seemed to bounce off of the walls around them, but no figure was in sight. Where is he? He's cloaked in death magic. Can you sense him, Chambera? I cannot. This is weird. There's no one here that I can tell. Then it is as I suspected. He is not in this realm. I am here, I promise you. I am here, and I will soon be everywhere. Death will consume your civilizations. The fires from Everburn will fill your rivers and dry your sea. The world will return to how it should be, and the gods will have left no one left to challenge us. For you have done well in gathering the strongest in the land and bringing them straight into my hands, where I will crush them. No, your minions are few and scattered. We have decimated your forces. Demonic laughter sounded again. The living are so greatly flawed. Fools, you think you have won? You have yet to meet my army. The floor shook and rocks broke from the ceiling, disrupting their balance. What you feel is the rise of my kin. The rift between realms is widening. What? There's even more demons? No, more death knights. The volcano shook again. Everyone shuddered at Fost's bellowing. He's lying. There are no more. We have him cornered, so he has no other choice but to deceive us. But what if he's right? What if he really has another line of defense that we didn't account for? He's lying. The cavern shook violently once more. Now is the dawn of our return. Everburn returns to the hands of the dead. The quake did not stop. The ceiling began to fall apart around them. Watch out! The walls are crumbling in. We have to get out of here. No! Loren! Saren dodged a large stalactite that crashed right in front of him. Come out and fight me! Loren screamed into the darkness, but Fost did not answer. Loren, we must leave. You will be crushed. Don't you see? This is what he wants. Daughter, hurry! A booming crack above them shot Saren's gaze up just in time to see the entirety of the ceiling splintered and ready to fall. Time slowed. Loren! He dove forwards, attempting to reach her. Loren's scared eyes were the last thing he saw before the avalanche consumed them. Elves have secured the eastern range. Perfect. With Loren and her troops straight up the middle, they have nowhere else to run but to in the ocean. Demons can't swim, can they? A dwarf ran up to the general, panting for dear life. What's wrong? The demons! More demons! Say again? You just had the western ridge under control a moment ago. The east is falling. The demons are overwhelming us. Samael looked past them into the distant armies. Waves of new demons were swarming the armies. The ground shook. Earthquake! More messengers joined with more distress calls and reports of monstrous warriors that no one had ever seen before. Everyone grew dead quiet, watching their armies fend off untold evils. How could this happen? I underestimated him, and we're playing by his rules now. Can we win? It doesn't matter if we can or we can't. We've come too far to quit now. We're here to slaughter these beasts into the next realm or we die. I won't live to see them take our homes. So we just throw our lives away. No, Tobar, we're fighting for the lives that were already taken. Images of their once smiling children flashed in their minds and pierced their hearts. Tobar took in a deep breath and faced the city of the dead. Yes, we'll fight. We'll fight them straight to Inferno. We're already there as far as I'm concerned. So let's show them everything we've got. Back to your posts. Wow. Saren took a breath and then another and another. And we save. This would be a perfect place to let off. Yep. Gonna go ahead and call it an episode here. Wow. Wild, wild stuff. The story is really great. And I'm really interested to see what happens next. Hope you guys are too. Hope you'd enjoyed this, plus the LP, and I hope you'll join me on this journey for more. And for the conclusion of Loren the Amazon Princess, which is surely coming up. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you guys. Much love, peace, and joy. And hope to see you next time with more. Bye-bye now.